Good evening, Nagoya. Since we're in a bar this evening, I'd like to introduce the concept of PK as a drinking game. If you'd like to take the challenge, for my presentation only, you can only drink when you hear the word change. Okay, here we go. MASH is a community of teachers committed to professional development through collaboration. MASH began in the summer of 2006 as an online MA study group for 6 of us. We set out to change a lonely distance learning experience into a vibrant, interactive way to study. Collaboration generally isn't for everyone, but for some of us it was golden. We coined this phrase horizontal collaboration. There are 5 of us currently at the core, and many more who move in and out depending on the project. This organic approach is one reason for our success so far. We've learned that collaboration creates just the right amount of tension to get lots done. This was our first one-day event called MASH Osaka. We had 9 TED-type 20-minute talks. We wanted to change the quality of presentations, so we practiced a lot online. We also introduced this idea here of feedback circles. Presenters could get immediate feedback, began building lots and lots of trust. After a couple of more successful events, we were cooking. So we worked online for 3 months on a cutting-edge presentation complete with feedback circles. When 5 of us showed up and had only 3 people show up for our talk, we learned how to change a circle into a triangle. Our first year was about changing our approach to presentations. Then we began to branch out and work with other groups such as Kyoto JALT and Nakasendo. For us, teaching means a never-ending commitment to learning. And with each new step, we were learning tons through conferences, publishing, and teacher training. Since 2007, we've held 12 events with a wide range of teachers, from newbies to veterans, and some great audiences as well. We've gotten a lot of great feedback about our MASH events. We try to not only work hard, but also work fast and work thoroughly. We also try to innovate constantly. MASH Quantitative Methods was our first online course in May 2009. Gregory Sholt, here in the picture, from Kobe University teaches it. Greg was doing his Zen in the Art of Statistics at Kobe JALT one evening, and 5 minutes into his presentation, I knew that I wanted to work with him. 4 months later, we had changed an idea into an online course. Our second online course is by Theron Muller. It's called MASH Academic Publishing. I could do a whole PK on Theron's talents. Suffice to say, one night he explained his concept for wanting to share everything he's learned about publishing in the past 6 years. The next day he sent me a full syllabus. In September we collaborated with JALT and Pearson Kirihara to produce Equinox 2010. We had Scott Thornbury in Japan for 10 days. In Tokyo alone, he did 6 presentations, climbed a mountain, and attended 3 dinners. He spent 14 to 16 hours a day with teachers. We were told that the Equinox conference was number 1, very different, and number 2, very excellent. One innovation that we added to the conference was 12 PK presentations by the likes of Marcos, Benavides, Mark Helgeson, Kim Horn, Scott Thornbury, Phil Brown, Theron Muller, Chuck Sandy, Joanne Sato, myself, Alistair Graham Marr, and Daniel Beck. We had a great time. In Osaka, the Equinox events was sponsored by Osaka, Nara, and Kobe JALT, and Osaka Jogakuen. We produced an international live stream event and changed a regular plenary into a very special discussion between Paul Nation and Scott Thornbury. Our next event is just a week away now from today. We'll collaborate with Shinshu JALT to produce Representables with Tim Murphy. This is another innovative event combining research, discussions, and skiing. Tim's presentation is Inviting Student Voice, encouraging students to organize and run their own education. We believe that our professional development should not only be meaningful, but it should also be fun. We're always looking for real people to work with. It's a whole lot easier to work with nice people like Scott Thornbury and Paul Nation because successful collaboration is based on openness, trust, and respect. Colin and Joe are 2 such people, great guys who are committed to their own professional development. Many of us in Japan see ourselves as EFL professionals. We want to develop as teachers, as researchers, and as leaders in our context. Just last week, our first book was sent to Palgrave Macmillan. Building networks has changed a great deal recently with Facebook, Twitter, Skype, and a whole bunch of other Web 2.0 software types. There are very few limits on what we can do today. I used to worry that these friendships might not be real, might be just virtual, but I know that these people are friends for life. In the past 3 years, we've collaborated with literally hundreds of people throughout Japan and in about 15 countries around the world. We're always looking for people who have innovative ideas or people who share some of our values, people who want to approach professional development through a collaborative approach. We find that working as equals, we are more engaged and learn more. You know the song, "One of these things is not like the other"? Well, that's certainly the case here. We certainly need more women. We've worked closely with many women on individual projects, but our main core is certainly a bunch of pretty much white guys. Joanne finished her MA last year, and she's already impressing us completely. Our main online presence is at our MASH collaboration website. Everything we do is cataloged by events, courses, blog, and forums. Please come by, check us out. I can't fully express how these experiences have changed my daily life as a teacher and researcher. As the final slide, I'd like to say a few special thank yous. A shout out to JALT, #1, who has collaborated with us on a number of ways and supported our endeavors, as well as photographers who have come and helped to make a visual footprint of our activities. David, Jonathan, Kim, and we hope that MASH